What is the dumbest way you've gotten a scar? I have one on the back of my hand from rubbing the skin off with a pencil eraser longer than the other kid did when I was 13 just to prove I was tough. Tripped over my kitten and busted my head open on my sofa. An old roommate and I got drunk and had a snowball fight but with beer bottles. Pop-Tart. Wild berry flavor. Permanent burn scars on my leg. I was young and dumb. Toasting my Pop-Tart. When I pulled it out, the frosting was so hot it was literally bubbling. I dropped it because it was burning my fingertips. Dropped it right onto my leg, frosting side down. I went to wipe it away. And my skin wiped away with it. Gave me almost third-degree burns. Had to go straight to the hospital. Still have the scars 20 years later. This is so stupid, but in high school a friend of mine would scar my skin. Edit. I let her draw on me with a pencil, so now every time I get a tan there's just a scar of a star. Smiley face. And cat head that shows up, and it's so stupid. I was sitting on the back two legs of my chair. I lost balance. Fell backward and went through a window. Shards of glass rained on me and one sliced my eyebrow in half. When I was 4 I got too excited to go outside. And ran through a storm door. Ripped my arm up good and required a bunch of stitches. Due to the position there was no way for them to numb it. So they stitched it without anything. 2 days later, I was helping my mum make cookies. I tripped and ripped it all over again. 30+ years later and I now have a scar on my left arm that looks like a bite mark. I have another on my wrist because I once stuck my hand up a gumball machine. Trying to steal a gumball. And it got stuck. When I finally got it out, it ripped the skin off a chunk of my wrist. I got a glass bowl full of ice cream. Stumbled and didn't let go of the bowl. So it cut open my hand. It's a common reflex of small children. Because ice cream is precious. But still stupid. Because I had to wear a bandage for 2 weeks. Using a knife as a flathead screwdriver. I was removing mold from paving stones with a high-pressure cleaner. I guess I had a moment when I wondered if it would remove the skin from my foot. I've got a few dumb ones. Big scar across my upper thigh because I jumped out of a tall tree. After specifically being told not to. And got cut up by what was left of a bough that had recently been cut on the way down. Scar on my knee because I fell off a waterfall when I swam too close to the edge. Again. After specifically being told not to. And got cut up by a sharp rock on the way down. Scar running through my eyebrow because I fell out of bed. This one I didn't do anything specifically dumb, but the fall was so short and insignificant that it feels dumb. Scar on my arm because I willingly let a friend tase me with a shitty little taser she bought from some camping store. And it burnt my skin. This was like 2 weeks ago. My brother, sister and I all have the same kind of scar in our left eyebrow and got them at the same age. My brother opened an empty dresser drawer and smacked himself in the face. My sister ran into a brick wall and I fell off the couch onto a coffee table. Parents warned me not to tip my chair at the dinner table when I was a kid. I said, "It's okay as long as I don't tip it too far." Then I immediately tipped it too far and split my head open on the corner of the stove. Got a lightning bolt scar to the right of my eye and became Diet Harry Potter overnight. Edit. Sentence was structured weird. For my 8th birthday, a classmate got me something like a grow your own stalagmite kit you could buy at educational stores. Apparently, the purpose was to add water to some powder material. And use a funnel in the kit to drip it down to make your own cave features. Exciting. I know. Anyway, I kept it and the other birthday presents I got in a cardboard box in my room. Evidently, at some point, moisture got into the box and the plastic the powder was in. And it began expanding, having nowhere else to go. The stalagmite material oozed its way out through the narrow slits in its box and hardened into razor-sharp edges. I found this out quite bloodily when I put my hand into my birthday box to grab another toy. And pulled it out with permanently altered fingerprints on my thumb, index, and middle fingers. Don't touch the iron, it's hot. Can't be that hot. Narrator, it was. I used a pressure washer on my foot. I have a scar on my forearm from a weaponized paper airplane I taped razor blades to and launched with a rubber band. Sadly, this happened when I was 22. In the Air Force as a 3D0X2. It sliced my forearm open on launch. I enlisted the help of another member of our shop to help me destroy the evidence and drive me to the base hospital to get stitches. I twisted the head off of my little sister's baby doll. She hit me in the head with a garden hoe. 11 stitches. In high school I ended up at a house party at Miss Teen New Jersey's house. We did not know Miss Teen New Jersey, but she did say we could help ourselves to fridge beer. Opened the fridge and there was one beer left. A wheat beer forgotten in the vegetable drawer. I grabbed it and when pulling it out caught the back of my hand on something sharp on the underside of the shelf and it shot blood everywhere. Like a shocking amount. On the fridge and the food and the floor. I was desperately trying to clean it up when my buddy comes in looking like he'd seen a ghost and pulled me into the bathroom, where he'd taken a huge dump, which clogged the toilet. He then saw the bloody rag on my hand and got immediately sick, puking in the sink, which also clogged. This was the 90s and I still have the scar on my hand. I have no memory of how well we managed to fix any of these problems. But yeah, we never got to go back to Miss Teen New Jersey's house. Edit. Made the timeframe more vague out of respect for the easily identifiable former Miss Teen New Jersey. In 5th grade, one asked a girl to be my girlfriend. She said no. I turned around and fell down a hill and slashed my ankle open on a rock. I have a lifelong scar to remind me of the rejection.